Next, we will see about the comparison of ideal and practical op-amp parameters. So, see, this table will tells us the ideal parameters and the practical op-amp parameters. The first parameter is open loop voltage gain. It is also called as AOL or AD. So, for the ideal operational amplifier, it is infinite, and for the practical op-amp, it is 2 lakhs 2 into 10 power 5. Output impedance or Z out or R naught output resistance, which is 0 for the ideal op amp and 75 volts, 75 ohms for the practical operational amplifier. And the input impedance is ZIN or RI input resistance, which is infinite for the ideal operational amplifier, and for the practical op amp it is 2 mega ohms. Next, input offset current IIO or IIOS, which is 0 for the ideal and 20 nanoamperes for the practical operational amplifier. Input offset voltage VIOS or VIO, which is 0 for the ideal, and for the practical it is 1 millivolts to 6 millivolts. Okay, and the bandwidth, so bandwidth means gain bandwidth product only infinite for the ideal operational amplifier, which is 1 megahertz for the practical operational amplifier. CMRR, it is also represented with the rho. So for the ideal op amp it is infinite, and for the practical op amp it is 90 decibels. The slew rate is represented with a S or SR, which is infinite for the ideal op amp and 0.5 microvolts per second for the practical operational amplifier. Next one is the input bias current, which is represented as IB, which is 0 for the ideal op amp and 80 nanoamperes for the practical op amp, or else it is 500 nanoamperes. So 80 nanoamperes to 500 nanoamperes it will be. The PSRR, supply voltage rejection ratio, which is 0 for the ideal op amp and in order of 30 to 80 microvolts per volt. Next is features of 741 operational amplifier. The next topic is features of 741 operational amplifier. It is internally frequency compensated. The 741 op amp has many advantages and features that is internally frequency compensated. So internally it has a frequency compensation technique, and the next feature is short circuit protection. It has internal short circuit protection circuit is also there, so that it can bear up to 25 milliamperes current. Next is offset null capability. So we already know the first pin and fifth pin are offset null adjusting pins. These pins are used to make the output as 0 even for the 0 volts of the input. Okay, so this 741 op amp has offset null adjusting capabilities for the pin numbers 1 and 5. Large common mode and differential voltage ranges. So it can take the input voltage with a large range. Okay, so it is approximately equal to supply voltage what we have given. The common mode and the differential voltage ranges is very large, plus or minus 13 volts it can take. And next one is the low power consumption. It takes very low power. Okay, and utilizes the low power. That's why it is one of the feature for this. No latch up problem, that is the main thing. And monolithic IC, it is a monolithic IC, which means that it is on the single chip. Here latch up problem in the sense it is a short circuit that can occur in integrated circuits between the supply voltage to the ground. Okay, the latch up problem sometimes may occur in ICs. So it is a short circuit that was generated between the supply voltage to the ground. Okay, so no, here in operational amplifier 741 operational amplifier there is no latch up problem for us. Next we will see about the JFET differential amplifier. So why we are going for the JFET amplifiers? Because to improve the input impedance. The op amps using JFET differential amplifiers as the input stage have many advantages over the BJT amplifiers, like high input impedance. The main reason using of a JFET is improvement in the input impedance. If the input impedance of our operational amplifier is more, then definitely our amplifier circuit is not act as a load for the source. Okay, the loading effect will not be there for the source. That is the main advantage. And low offset current, the offset currents may decrease to low voltage, low currents when we use the JFETs. High slew rate. Slew rate is high. If the slew rate is high, then input and offset variations are without delays. If the input varies, then automatically output also will varies without any delay. Okay, so the slew rate must be high for any operational amplifier. If we use the JFET, we can get the high slew rate. Then next we will see about the op amps. The op amps using FETs or MOSFETs. Op amp using FET or BiMOS, which is op amps which uses the FET in input stage and the BJT for the other stages. So here these JFET op amp uses the JFETs at the input stage, and remaining all stages that uses the BJTs only. So this is the JFET differential amplifier. So in this JFET differential amplifier, we are using the JFETs here. The Q1 and Q2 are the JFETs, and here we will take the output voltage that is similar only, and RD is the drain resistance and RG is the gate resistance. VS1 and VS2 are the AC input signals, and RS1 and RS2 are the source resistances, and VDD is the supply voltage, and here minus VE is the supply voltage for this constant current bias circuit. So instead of RE resistor, we are using the constant current bias circuit. Okay, and these JFETs are in common source configuration. This is one common source configuration and this is another common source configuration. The advantage of using JFET in the differential amplifier is to improve high input impedance and high slew rate. Okay, and the comparison between the ideal and practical op amp. So in this we can compare the ideal op amp and practical op amp. The input resistance is infinite. We have already seen about this and with the values. So this table is without values. That's it. Okay. The input resistance is infinity and very high for the practical op amp, and the output resistance is 0 for the ideal op amp and small and finite value for the practical operational amplifier. And the bandwidth is infinity for the ideal op amp and very high for the practical op amp. And CMRR is infinity for the ideal op amp and very high for the practical op amp. Slew rate. Slew rate is infinity. Infinite slew rate means there is no delay between input and output, and very high for the practical op amp. And input offset voltages 0 for the ideal op amp and small for the practical op amp. And voltage gain is infinity for the ideal op amp and very high for the practical op amp. So it is better to write the values also in this table. Okay, very high in the sense input resistance is approximately 2 mega ohms and output resistance is 75 ohms for the practical op amp, 0 for the ideal op amp. Like that, the bandwidth is 1 mega ohm and the CMRR is 90 dB and input offset voltage is 6 millivolts and voltage gain is 2 into 10 power 5. Like that we have to mention. It's a better to mention the values. So in the last video we have seen about these values, right? So that table is better than this table. So but sometimes if they ask for the less marks like a short answers question, then that time we can write this table. Next topic is TL082 operational amplifier. It was designed with the Texas Instruments. The TL082 was designed by the Texas Instruments. So this is a dual operational amplifier. So in a single IC, we may get the two operational amplifiers. In normal 741 main operational amplifier IC, we will have only one operational amplifier. But the TL082 is containing the two operational amplifier. That's why it is called as dual op amp. And one more thing, it is a JFET input operational amplifier. Okay, the TL082 is a JFET input operational amplifier. So at the input stage of this operational amplifier, that the main dual input balanced output differential amplifier, we use the JFETs. Okay, So JFET input operational amplifier incorporates a well-matched high voltage JFET and bipolar transistors in a monolithic integrated circuit. Okay, this TL082 is containing the JFETs as an input stage and which are capable of high voltages, which can bear up to high voltages, and the BJTs also used. BJTs and JFET all are fabricated in a single monolithic IC, in a single chip. We are fabricating all these things. So it is a monolithic IC, not the hybrid IC. So all the components are fabricated in a single chip, not in the different chips. Okay, and it is a dual op amp. It contains the two operational amplifier. So let us see the PIN diagram of this TL082. So it is also a 8-pin DIP package, dual inline package. It is also called the mini DIP. So here you can see the pin number 1 and 5 are not offset null adjusting pins here. So we have utilized all the 8 pins in this IC. So the A is a one operational amplifier and B is the another operational amplifier. So for A operational amplifier, the pin number 2 and 3 are the inputs. Inverting input is 2 and non-inverting input is 3. And the output voltage is taken out from the pin number 1. Okay, and for the operational amplifier B, the 6th pin is the inverting input terminal and the 5th pin is a non-inverting input terminal, and the 7th pin is the output terminal for the operational amplifier B. The supply voltages are the minus VEE was given to the 4th terminal, so similar to the 741, and the plus VCC was given to the 8th pin. That is the difference here. Usually in 741 the plus VCC was given to the 7th pin instead of 8. Okay, so here the plus VCC was given to the 8th pin and minus VEE is given to the 4th pin only. Okay, so here A is the one operational amplifier and B is the another operational amplifier. The TL082 is a dual operational amplifier. So JFET is used as a input stage, input differential amplified stage. We use the JFETs, and it is a monolithic IC designed by the Texas Instruments. The features of TL082 IC. The gain bandwidth of the product is 3 MHz. When compared with the 741, the bandwidth is more. The 741 operational amplifier has the gain bandwidth of product of 1 MHz only. Here, the gain bandwidth of product is 3 MHz. CMRR is 86 decibels and output current is 10 milliamperes and the supply voltage is 15 volts. Okay, and next thing is the differential input voltage is a plus or minus 15 volts. The input voltage we can give up to plus or minus 15 volts, and the supply voltage is also same, it is a 15 volts. High input resistance, which is 10 power 12 ohms. Maximum output voltage swing. The maximum output voltage swing is plus or minus 13.5 volts. Supply current is 2.8 milliamperes. Supply current is 2.8 milliamperes. And the another features are low power consumption 1.8 milliamperes typically, and low input bias current which is 200 picoamperes. In 741 op amp is in nanoamperes range, but in the TL082 it is 200 picoamperes. Low input offset current 100 picoamperes only, very low, and output short circuit protection is also there, and latch up free operation. So latch up free output will not get short circuited here, and there is no internal short in the IC which is called as a latch up. Okay, that problem is also not there in this IC, and high slew rate 13 volts per microsecond. So in 1 microsecond, so it can increase the voltage to the plus 13 volts or minus 13 volts. So very fast change in the output. Offset voltage is 6 millivolts, and these are all the features of TL082 IC. It is a dual op amp and useful. And applications of operational amplifier. The last topic is application of operational amplifier. So the operational amplifiers are used as adders, subtractors, and comparators. So adders means, so the name itself indicates the operational amplifier designed to do some mathematical operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and integration, differentiation. So this can be used in the adder circuit. Adder circuit means if we want to add the two voltages, then the two voltages are more than 2, we can give to our operational amplifier, and the operational amplifier will add those voltages and gives as output signal. And subtractor, so in order to subtract the two or more voltages, then we can use this operational amplifier. And next thing is a comparator. So the main application of this operational amplifier is a comparator. So the comparator compares the input voltages. So as the op amp has the two input voltages, so we can use one input terminal to the reference voltage and another input terminal to the voltage has to compare. Okay, then the unknown voltage will be compared with the known reference voltage that has been given to the input of our op amp. Okay, so one input is given to the reference voltage and another input of our op amp is given to the unknown voltage. Then the op amp will compares the two voltages and gives the difference voltage. Okay, so if the both inputs are equal, then it gives 0. If there is any difference, it will give the respective sign and the difference voltage too. And it can be used as the integrator and differentiator. So in order to do the integration and differentiation of the signals, we can use the operational amplifier. So sometimes we need these integrators and differentiators. Okay, so next thing, active filters. Active filters in the sense, the filters are, we already know some types of filters like low pass filters, high pass filters, band pass filters, and band reject filters. Okay, narrow band filters. Okay, like that. These filters are these filters will have the R and C component, resistors and capacitor or inductor components. Only the passive components we have. These passive component, the filters which are using only the passive components are called as passive filters. But the filters using the passive components along with one active component is called as active filter. Here is the active component is operational amplifier. The filters having the passive components like a resistance and capacitance or inductor along with one operational amplifier is called as active filter. So these active filters are more useful because if you use only the passive components, there may be reduction in the output voltage. So by using this operational amplifier, we can increase the output voltage level to some other voltages. And the operational amplifiers may use in a computers too, laptops and computers also. Okay, these are all the operational amplifier applications. Okay, this is about our linear IC applications.